The urgency feels physical. The mail arrives, the stack of red-trimmed envelopes slams down on the table, and the final notices demand immediate payment. The automatic human response to this kind of pressure is to look for an exit. You look for a shortcut just to catch up on the payments and stop the bleeding. You take out a small personal loan to clear the immediate backlog. Then you rely on a credit card to cover daily living expenses. Eventually, you seek a high-interest cash advance simply to cover the minimums on the first two. This dual-access graph maps the paradox of the shortcut. Taking a new loan creates sudden, perceived relief that briefly spikes upward, but look at the total debt line below it. It compounds and trends steeply downward. Every quick fix mathematically worsens your overall position. Arriving at this state is the inevitable result of severe exhaustion. When debt dictates every daily choice, the mind wears out and loses the capacity to plan. Conventional financial advice dictates that you should budget aggressively and pay your creditors before anything else. That math relies on having enough resources to go around. When the numbers fail to add up, budgeting harder offers no rescue. Sending every available cent out the door creates a psychological vacuum. You hand over your daily energy and your capacity to look toward tomorrow, leaving exactly zero resources in the tank to rebuild with. Then comes the breaking point. It is the quiet realization that spending decades trying to survive the math is pointless if you've stopped actually living. This introduces an impossible math problem. How do you allocate resources to yourself when you legally owe everything you earn to outside institutions? Escaping the cycle demands a choice that goes against conventional rules. You have to prioritize your own value above the immediate demands of the creditors. The mechanism starts with a microscopic change in behavior. Before a single bill is paid, you set aside a tiny, non-negotiable amount of cash, 10 or 20 pounds. You do this entirely as a physical demonstration of self-worth. You retain the cash to prove that your own well-being has value. The external world does not reward this choice. The phone keeps ringing. Collections departments keep sending threatening warnings. Internally, it goes against all logic. Keeping a 20-pound note in your pocket while owing thousands feels deeply irresponsible. Yet the internal math shifts. The exhausting habit of reacting to threats stops, and the slow process of building a foundation begins. By retaining that first bit of capital, you stop playing the game on the creditor's terms and establish your own baseline. The withheld capital expands outward, forming a buffer against immediate pressure. As it grows, it pushes back incoming creditor demands. That empty space becomes breathing room, a pause in the panic. This room solidifies into clarity, letting you view numbers logically instead of reacting from fear. That clarity alters your behavior. You stop taking out payday loans. You stop shuffling balances for time. Debt relies heavily on the psychological weight it places on human decision-making. Curing the panic is the strict prerequisite to curing the math. You still have to deal with the balances you owe. The difference is the vantage point you take when you finally sit down to face them. Instead of answering the phone in a state of desperation, you approach the conversation with discipline and undeniable strength. You hold an asset no collection agency can garnish, complete psychological control over your own response. Taking control of the steering wheel neutralizes the leverage massive financial institutions hold over your daily routine. Look at this model of an outstanding balance. The reality the financial system obscures is that debt is entirely malleable. Through negotiation, that massive, terrifying block can be fractured and reorganized into smaller, manageable pieces. Your personal resources do not work the same way. Your time, your peace of mind, and the years of your life are strictly finite. If you spend 2 decades giving every ounce of your energy to creditors, those years are gone permanently. Pay the debt, but refuse to sacrifice your entire existence to do it. Setting aside those first few pounds is a calculated reclamation of your agency. It marks the exact moment you take your life back.